Hello and welcome to my channel. Badoots. Here you can pick from 5 minerals. First one is moldavite. Second one is obsidian. Third one is Libyan golden tektite. Fourth one is azurite on malachite, and the fifth one is bismuth. This is actually a metal. So yeah, take some time to really take them in. I know the colors aren't that great, but whichever you feel the most inclined to watch, take some time to breathe, close your eyes and pause the video, and when you're done calming yourself, you can open your eyes and choose a pile that will probably most likely resonate with your current energy. So let's hop right into it. So we're gonna start this video off with pretty much a freestyle type of reading. I already know what it's about. You probably already know by the title, but we're gonna do problem and solution type of reading, where we're gonna use different piles of tarot and oracle, and then with each deck we're gonna use for one and the other. So one deck for problem solution, second deck problem solution, and so on and so forth. So yeah, let's hop right into it. What seems to be the problem and what may be the solution? I'm gonna start off with tarot. What seems to be the problem? Just gonna shuffle these a bit more. I already pre-shuffled, but I just want them to be as random as possible and therefore as accurate as possible. Okay, we're just gonna keep them hidden for a while and I'll explain everything to you. Okay, just checking if it's one card or more. Okay, pile number 1. I already see some sort of pattern here. Gonna get right into it. Okay, and finally, last piece of tarot. Okay. All right. Let's see. First problem is 6 of Pentacles, and the solution is the Sacred Clown or the Fool in tarot. So right off the bat, moldavite is a really powerful stone. It's actually green if you look through it towards the sun, but it's actually a tektite, which means that it is created from the impact of a meteorite, and it's wherever the meteorite hit from the surrounding silicates, its little pieces of glass or meteorite glass are formed. And if you want to know more about moldavite, just Google it, or Pinterest, maybe even better for certain types of, like these types of searches where you want to have a bit more spiritual knowledge behind, as in what they're good for. So yeah, there might be some messages for you there, but let's start right here. The 6 of Pentacles in the problem pile suggests to me that there is an imbalance of the give and take of energy or resources. So for instance, you have a friend or a family member or a partner or whomever that is pretty much exploiting you for your resources, which means either if it's money related, it could mean that anytime you go out for a drink, you end up paying because they're broke. Um, but not just because, you know, they don't take money with them, but like, you get what I'm saying. But if it comes to like energy exchange, it's just, you know, you put so much effort into a certain friendship or relationship, and you just don't get the, not the same, but you know, just a similar amount back in the resource that you put in. Because Six of Pentacles is about having that balance with the six. You know, six is very balanced number in tarot especially, but it usually has to do with material wealth that you're gaining, and you know, it's either being on one side of it, where it could be insinuating poverty, or it could be on the other side. So you might also, if this is your problem, it might also be that you want to give back equally, but you just don't have the resources to. Either you're, you know, too sad or depressed that you cannot share your positive energy, or you just don't have the financial resources to, you know, give back to your family or friends or your partner. And the solution to that problem is um, a new beginning of some sort. The sacred clown or the fool in tarot is usually very fiery, adventurous energy, going after something new, almost always. It's a major arcana, which represents major shifts in energy and major key points in your life. So to switch it all up, if the problem is balanced resources in any way, then you might need to find a new way of earning, or, you know, new friends, just new, fresh energy, something never before seen, something unprecedented, you know, something you've never tried before. I think the sacred clown is just the go-getter, and, you know, being fearless in your endeavors and just trying something new, whatever that is. You know, if you're lacking energy, then you might need like a new hobby or an exercise regime or something like that, so you actually feel, you know, you get those natural hormones pumping like dopamine and endorphins and stuff like that, and that the solution is actually just beginning anew, whatever that is. We're gonna dig a bit deeper, but here as an underlying energy we have the Prince of Pentacles. So what's in between these two energies is just a slow progression towards this energy. So you might feel hesitant to start something new, especially if it's friendships. Sometimes when we grow up, it feels a lot harder for us to gain new friendships, or even with money, because Prince of Pentacles, you know, Pentacles does represent material resources, finances, and just material gain in general. But it's a very slow moving energy, and also this dude on this mechanical horse that is, you know, not really walking, it's pretty literally grounded, but I don't know if you can see very well, but he looks pretty depressed. So which insinuates to me that getting from the problematic stage to the solution stage is probably gonna be harder than, you know, you think or imagine. But the only way to go about bringing new energy, especially when it comes to finances and material stability and resources, you sometimes just gotta take that leap of faith, which the Fool always always insinuates, just pretty much jumping off that cliff and expecting to land on, a net, even though you're in Grand Canyon, for instance. It's just having that full trust of trying something new and having, you know, trust in your abilities and trust in yourself and your surroundings that you are gonna catch yourself. You're gonna get back on that horse, especially if it comes to finances. But if it's about people and energy resources, then sometimes the leap of faith is leaving certain people behind so you make space energetically for new people. Okay, let's move on to the other tarot. The problem in the second tarot is the Queen of Cups. And Queen of Cups is a beautiful energy, very nurturing, very empathetic, but not overly emotional. She's already stable in her emotions, and if that's a problem, that means that it's something we want to achieve, right? We want to achieve emotional stability. And probably all of this is also connected with other tarot. And the solution to it is the sun. So more positive and fiery energy, being more childlike instead of childish, just walking barefoot on the grass, feeling the sunshine on your skin, just trying to get back into that innocence no matter your age, even if you're 45 at this point. It doesn't really matter. We always need to have a sense of positivity, even though this might be the solution. It's not always as easy as, yeah, I'm just gonna be positive about it, and then I'm gonna be emotionally stable. No, it doesn't go like that. It's there's so many steps in between. But if we take the bottom line energy, we have the Ace of Cups, and that almost always, to me, represents self-love. So when it comes to emotional stability and fulfillment, what you always need to start with is yourself. And sometimes you realize that, like, when you do start with yourself, you realize that you are full of other people's energies and, you know, emotions and all that, and that is the point and the part that makes you as unstable as you are. It's not always, about you, but it is within you. So if you can find a way to fill up your cup, then the solution would be, also being positive about it. Um, trying, again, trying something new, a different approach to the problem, which is being emotionally secure. You gotta gather that within yourself. With the Ace of Cups here, it's, you know, it could be new. It could be that, new love and new possibilities of love, or any type of romantic or even platonic, relationships. It could be just, for instance, your kids, if you have them, they could be the solution of just, get on their level, in a sense of get into more like childlike play and looking at the world through their eyes. It brings a sense of like airness to the whole tough situation of being emotionally overwhelmed, as this Queen of Cups shows me in the problem pile. Next we have a problem of moving forward or traveling or just getting quick information or messages. It's a classic depiction of Eight of Wands, but to me, let's see what the solution is so I can connect it. Yeah, okay. We have the Eight of Wands with the solution of justice, and the bottom line energy is Four of Wands. So the problem is probably more communication than traveling, but more than that, it's just moving forward. I think the biggest problem of this Eight of Wands is moving forward in any sort of way, because all these problems, they're not great to have, you know. It would be an easier solution to have a bit tougher cards here and then positive cards on this side, but these positive cards on this side are actually make the problems a bit bigger, because you know, sometimes we feel like we already should have been materially balanced, especially if you're, you know, 20 something or more, you know, when it's socially acceptable that you've already done something with your life, or, you know, just being content with your emotional body and stuff like that, and be able to move along with your life. These aren't nice problems to have, of course, but it's nothing unsolvable. But moving forward, the solution of that is balance again, here with the Justice card. It's about fairness and also cutting away what doesn't really fit the picture. Here with the sword, it could represent the mental awareness, some sense of truth you found within you, or will have to find within you. It's something mental, but also, you know, a big energy. Um, it's hard. Moving forward or communicating in a sort of sense, especially here with the Four of Wands, it usually represents family, or you know, just stability of something that you love. Um, and if the solution is sometimes cutting people out to balance yourself, you know, that's why it could be really hard, especially if you feel like you need to cut certain family members out of your life. You know, that's something that would be really hard to communicate. It's what the wands are indicating here. Let's see your Black Tarot. Okay, so yeah, your biggest problem right now is that you feel like you have no luck, or that, you know, the depiction here in this actual picture of this tarot is, you know, she defeated a lot, but she's not defeated. You know, she has a very strong facial expression of "I'm not done yet." And the Wheel of Fortune is always represents expansion and Jupiter energy, which is usually brings luck, and you know, also traveling and new ideas, new cultures, all of that. And the solution is High Priestess. So following your intuition may be hard, because here as a bottom line energy we have the Ten of Swords, and Ten of Swords is a heavy card of just mentally having enough, you know, just going through so much that you just can't, like, not, you're just done with it. Like, usually Ten of Swords is represented with somebody laying on the floor bleeding with all these swords in their back, and it's how it feels in the head, you know, giving up because you literally have no more mental power to fight. But the solution here is differentiating between mental struggle that you went through and the intuition that is telling you to do something different. Because if your problem is expanding to new horizons, and, you know, taking that leap of faith here with, you know, in the sense of I deserve better and I'm gonna go get it. Yeah, it's big. It's a big problem to have. we're we're doing this problem solution thing that I had this idea for a while, but um, I never truly understood how deep a problem can go, you know, with through a reading like this. Um, and you know, all problems are very valid and need attention. Um, so yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I'm sorry for a little trajectory there, but um, your intuition, your inner voice, your calling, you know, that's the part that will tell you where to go, when to go, and why you need to go, because you're just so done with something, like worrying about something, um, that you just want to move forward. The problem here is, so I used this little after tarot deck that has an extra card, and with my it's the fountain tarot that I have, this one. It has an extra card that I usually use as a universe card, and I also did this with this little tarot here. But right now, it feels like the blank slate, you know, the blank page, new slate. So the problem, above all else, is turning that new page, you know, making that first step towards recovery, especially mental recovery. Um, yeah, because here with the bottom line energy, we have strength, and it does take a lot of strength to, as a solution, you know, have that new beginning. But the solution here is actually finding something that makes you express creatively, something that fills you up with some sense of passion, some sense of devotion to yourself, and that's what truly turning a new page is, you know, devoting to making yourself strong for yourself and not taking anything about yourself for granted, or letting other people do that instead of you. You know, there's a certain power within the stone that you need to um, garner within you. You know, you need to gather that strength to truly move forward with all this energy. It's gonna take a while before you feel like moving at first. It's gonna take a while before you feel like giving to yourself is necessary. It's gonna be a while till you actually have that home stability, that safety, you know, and especially it's gonna take a while to heal all the mental wounds and gather that strength that you are looking for at this point in time, you know. That's the biggest in between your problems and your possible solutions. But nonetheless, all these solutions and all these problems are positive cards. You know, it's maybe even a good problem to have, because certain problems are good to have just because once you do solve them, they bring so much character into you that you're literally a whole new person. You know, you once you turn that blank page, you can create yourself all over again. You know, you don't have to choose every single day to be, you know, I don't want to curse right now, but you know, to be negative. You can choose tomorrow to start your day off positively with something different, you know, something that's not affecting your health, your mental health, or, you know, yourself with the people around you, or vice versa, you know. We're just gonna take a piece of advice because there was a sense of maybe lacking a part of self-love within you. We're gonna take these um, angels. They're love angels, but they're not highly. It's not a romantic. Um, it's not a romantic deck. It's like just love in general, unconditional love. Okay. Okay. Gonna take two. Yeah. Underlying energy is slow down. When you are excited, you get ahead of yourself. Take some time to allow things to unfold. So take that rest, take that time for yourself to breathe a bit, to distance yourself from certain negative situations, and then you'll have enough energy to truly move forward. I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear this because, well, you probably do. I have windows open and the trash, the trash, people that pick up trash, they came to pick up trash, and they're so effing loud. It's like bothering me, but yeah, you know, maybe it's time to take out the trash out of your life, honey. Because it's like it's so bothering me, and it reminded me of this Ten of Swords. Like I can't deal with, I can't focus at all with that in my life. Like at this point, I can't stand up, pause this video because like I'm right at the end. I'm right at the advice. So I guess your advice is that there's certain pieces of trash, could be literal trash or could be just people, energies, you name it, that you need to cleanse out of your life. And that could also be a good start for you. Maybe that's the biggest piece of advice you need right now. So yeah, your actual advice card is that you are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. So it insinuates that you have the power, that you can change anything about your life, about your finances, about your emotional state, physical stuff, relationships, everything. Um, Nothing can truly stop you because it's your life. Um, you choose what you're gonna do, but all this energy really comes in after you take a breather to slow down. You gotta, if you're in action all the time and all you do is go go go, you need to put this as a priority. But if you've been lacking in action and you've been sleeping on certain parts of yourself, then this is what you truly need to know, that there are no limits to who you are and what you can be. There really aren't. You just need to understand that as a part of yourself, that you can do all of this and even more. It just is probably overwhelming and you can't do everything at once, but it is doable. Last but not least, we have the union of hearts. There's a connection of love that defies explanation. So whoever or whatever this is, you know, focus on this. Focus on the people that, uh, you know, don't gaslight you or put words in your mouth, or, just focus on positive people that show you love in whichever way you feel like you need your love to be shown. Um, yeah, there's somebody probably that in your life right now, or if it isn't, they're on their way, so in some sort of way that you're gonna feel really connected to, because this is one of the more romantic cards in this deck, and it actually insinuates love. So there's probably a certain connection that is gonna make you feel fulfilled. Because here in the second row we had the Queen of Cups, where the problem was that it's, you know, hard to love yourself or be in a stable emotional body, and this is something or someone that could make that stability more of a reality. So let's quickly use some charms. If you're wearing headphones, I suggest that you put at least one off or out. They're probably gonna be loud even though I have a noise suppression program, but let's go. I'm not looking. You can see, but I'm not looking. Okay. Okay, so the little coffee cup or teacup, yeah, it's a cup, lol. Doesn't matter. It fell on the Four of Wands, so it's just showing me to spend more time, like quality time, talking or drinking warm beverages with your family or friends. It's really gonna help you find that middle ground between, you know, when you're on your way to finding solutions. And here with this um, hair dryer, this is like from when I was a kid and I had Barbies and stuff. It's a little hair dryer. It fell on the High Priestess, so your intuition might feel like a lot of noise more than anything constructive or worth listening to at this point. But the solution is the fact that, you know, we do have this mind problem right here of having too much noise in your head, having too many mental stab wounds in some sort of way, that you just need to again, slow down, take a nap, how many you need if you feel like it, just to kind of cancel out the noise, you know. Here we have a little fish right between the Union of Hearts and You Are Limitless. And fish are they're very, a very lucky charm. Uh, I'm gonna take my animal spirit guidebook and quickly look for fish for, yeah, extra messages. It can insinuate restlessness, change of focus, or being lost in the current. When in balance, you're adaptable and you travel well. When you're out of balance, you feel distracted and you change your mind often. To bring into balance, set a small goal and accomplish it. So that's your little homework right there. And last but not least, we have little volcanic rock that fell on this Six of Pentacles. So it insinuates grounding that energy. So what I mean by that is how to ground that energy. You can ground that energy by not being taken advantage of financially or energetically. Whatever feels too much, take a step back, you know, slow down from being friends with people that take advantage of you or family, um, or just peacefully talk it out that you don't like that part, and if something can be changed. Otherwise, grounding the energy of equal give and take is usually more in a, you know, the more stable way to go about it is to just cut people out of your life if they do make you feel unstable, especially if they're taking so much of your time and energy or even money. So that's all I have for you guys. Pile number one, Moldavite. This was your reading. Thank you very much for watching if you made it this far. If it resonated, please leave a comment or like. If you like this type of content, please subscribe. I'm gonna be putting a lot more out. So yeah, thanks. Hello, pile number two. If you chose this, black obsidian, volcanic glass, this reading is for you. I shuffled all these piles already. I casino shuffle them, so I'm not wasting your time. So yeah, let's hop right into it. What is the problem here? And what is the solution? Okay. No shaming game. It's not yours, probably. That seems to be the problem, officer. This is the problem. Yeah. Next, what seems to be the problem, officer? Don't mind me just goofing around. This is my second reading I'm doing today. Nobody knows this, but I filmed the 6-pile reading and the last 2 piles were just muted. So I just decided to do a completely different reading. I guess this is more needed. I guess, you know, I was meant to be muted. But I will not be muted. It was just a rookie mistake, you know. I'm just starting this. Okay, what seems to be the problem? Okay, that's... okay. We'll take it as it is. I just wanted 1 card, but here there's 2. Maybe there's more to the story as a solution. Okay, I just want 1. That's 4. What's the problem? Okay. And what seems to be the solution? Okay. Alright. So, on this side I have all these tarot decks turned around for underlying energies, and we're gonna hop right into it. So, our first problem, is the 8 of Pentacles. So, you are having a problem of focusing on your work, on your craft. It's about being... it's hard. It's hard for me to focus right now on this energy of the problem. So I guess it's really hard for you to focus on work or something that you are, you know, very hands-on crafty about, or something that you want to do. Because 8 of Pentacles to me always represents not just your 9-to-5 job, or, you know, 8 to 4, or whatever your jobs are like, you know, but something that you care about, something that you like putting in the effort, because there's so much more reward when you do something that you love. So the problem here is that you cannot focus on putting effort into your craft. And the solution lies in cutting ties. So the devil shows up when we are either struggling with addictions, or we're struggling within certain toxic relationships, or just in general it's about negative attachments. It's a part of us that we all have. We all have the devil inside us that tells us what to do, even though we know it's not okay. So the what I just got right now with this obsidian, which is a very good stone for protection and grounding, I feel like there's certain... it could be more about addiction than anything else. Just, you know, anything, anything we can be addicted to, that part is holding back this part. You know, it's hard to focus on something when you're doing everything to run away from the problem, which is you not being able to work. You know, this is... well, in this deck it's highly exaggerated in color and symbols and energy, but in normal tarot decks, it's really about, you know, doing the work, doing the craft. doing, because the pentacles are all about material and realization, and you know, realizing that there's certain things you need to do to get to a certain point. You cannot do certain things if you don't get through your own demons, you know, whatever that is. Could also be, as I said before, certain relationships that help with the fact that it's hard for you to work. You know, sometimes our parents or children or siblings or even grandparents or even extended family, you know, people just make it harder for us to live a normal life because they feel like their stuff is more important than what you have to focus on. And if focusing on stuff is the problem, then there's certain things you definitely need to take a second look at and cut out of your life. Let's move on. I'm just gonna put them a bit higher up. Our next problem is making a decision, having a mental fight with yourself between choosing one of these options. So there's something you're pondering, which makes it a problem, because the longer you stay in this veil of indecision, the longer you will be undecided, right? Of course. Of course, it's right. Because the solution is, this is funny. The first pile had this in the same position. You know, I'm using the same tarot decks in the same order, and this was the same card. So maybe the other pile has certain messages for you. Maybe if you like vibrated to that mineral as well. But yeah, the solution here is being, you know, making the positive decision, making the right choice in this case. Because if the solution is being more positive when it comes to something that is, you know, negatively impacting your mindset, it's very vague. We can just click into being positive, right? It takes a lot of effort to be carefree, especially when it comes to your mind. There's a lot of things infesting your mind. Here with the devil again, it's like he's not just infested in his hands with these black roots, but also his mind. I don't know if it focuses well enough, but he has like these red veins coming out of his head. It just shows me that there's like interconnectedness between not being able to do something because you're mentally so not stuck, but you know, it's just your mind is being pulled into two different directions, and the solution oh, I completely forgot. I forgot. I forgot. I forgot the bottom line energies. Okay, so the bottom energy for the first pile is Ten of Cups. So it's that emotional fulfillment. That is, I use these cards for in between or as a good step to take towards the solution. So just with the first two cards of not being able to truly focus on your craft is maybe because your family is kind of holding you back in some sort of way. Maybe you don't have time for your crafts as much. Maybe that's the problem. Or the problem is that you feel maybe even addicted to your work and you're not focusing on your family. But that's just a little random insertion right here. We're gonna focus on where we are right now. Okay. So the bottom energy is Four of Coins or Four of Pentacles, and this indecision truly comes from being financially or energetically frugal. So when you don't when you don't feel like giving, or you keep your coins or your energy close to your chest, and you're just very frugal about um, going about it. It's the solution comes back again with this sun card, where you just gotta lighten up a little bit. It's gonna help you make decisions in life a bit easier if you do take some sort of way to treat yourself and do something positive for yourself, because the sun is all about positivity, the sun energy, being energetic. And as I suggested in the previous pile, sometimes taking our shoes off or letting the sun shine on us, just outside the four walls of our existence, of, especially now, in these times, um, we are quick to isolate ourselves, which in the end results in mental isolation. And it's really important to take time to get outside of yourself in that sense, and physically also get outside on the sun to, you know, also get a different perspective. Because just like babies, if they don't have like stimulation and they're constantly looking at the ceiling, you sometimes need to see some trees, and they're very easily pacified by that. And maybe you too, just to find a way to look more positively at your life, you need to, just take that um, part of yourself outside of yourself, and maybe spend some coin on yourself to spend some coin on treating yourself and getting out of that mental space. That might be the biggest solution to making a decision, is just gaining a new perspective, and usually it's gaining a more positive perspective as well. Then we have a problem of Six of Pentacles. Oh my god, again. Previous pile had it in a different tarot deck, but it's a very common problem, actually. And that problem is being trying not to be exploited for your energy and financial resources. So you might give, and other people just take, and never, even when they do have time and energy or money to treat you to something, they don't really take the initiative to share their wealth of energy or resources. And the solution to that is just transitioning, especially mentally. Here it's a lot of mental stress because of these problems. But here again, with the Six of Swords, it's moving to calmer waters, especially when it comes to mental stability. One moment. Sorry about that. It was just a little short intermezzo for you, but I did a lot. So yeah, we were here. Okay, as a bottom line energy of this transition on a way to get there as a solution, is just, trying not to pass too many judgments on others or yourself, because even though judgment it can be, a wake-up call, awakening, topics like that, it could be that you're gonna feel called to move away from certain people and certain situations. But more than that, is about not judging yourself for cutting people out if you really need to. Sometimes people are, you know, emotional, energetic vampires and you just, when you feel only drained after hanging out with them, it's it's best to just make the judgment call to move away from such people, take what you can with you, and you know, the memories, the fun that you did have, and just get away from that sort of energy, because some people judge you for doing that, which is taking care of yourself in that way, but I'm a big advocate for cutting people out if need be, because life is too short to be, you know, sprung around for other people's entertainment, and especially when it comes to your resources, it's just a waste of time and energy to waste on people that are just not worth it. Like, once you cut out certain people, there's a certain time period in between where you feel like, did I do the right thing? Should have I done this, or was there a better way? But eventually, with time, you're gonna realize that you did the right thing, um, and that new people always come. You know, we constantly lose friends, but we also constantly gain new ones. So, is this turned around card? Yeah, it's on your path. There was a little Three of Wands card here in reverse, like it was like in between the pile. Yeah, never mind. Sorry. So, another problem here is probably gonna do with a commitment. It could be a spiritual commitment, whereas, you know, religion or stuff like that. Or it could also be a partnership commitment. But we're gonna see, because we have two cards here for solution. Okay, it's most likely about a partnership, and if that's a problem, it could be that the problem is constantly dealing with people that are, you know, just exploiting you for your beauty or your niceness or your attention, and they're actually, you know, pretty demonic people, and that's the problem, where you just don't find the right people. But as we had a topic before, you know, when you cut people out of your life, it sure does make space for new people to come. And even though you probably have misjudged a lot of these people at first for who they were, there's no such thing as being too late in making space for new energy, you know. And if you had to cut out a partnership, it's for the best, because as a solution, or what is in the future of this problem, is we got the Ace of Cups and the King of Cups. So, you know, self-love and somebody being emotionally stable. Um, Sometimes when we are not truly there, as in being high vibrational people, we usually go through things like devil cards, which means having codependent attachments, having addictions to people, drugs, alcohol, you know, like, it's just a part of everybody's learning curve. That is life. And if the problem is a commitment or uncovering certain you know, secrets about partnerships, um, the middle path as a bottom line energy is Nine of Cups. And Nine of Cups can usually be greedy, but in this case I feel like it's um, finally some sort of emotional fulfillment wish being granted, because we do have Ace of Cups and King of Cups, and 9 and 1 is 10, and 10 of Cups is just ultimate happiness, bliss, and all of that. And even though the problem may be in the commitment part or the relationship part, the solution is emotional stability. So if you deal with other problems with, grace and what you need to do for yourself, you will gain that emotional stability and you will be happy within yourself. But being happy within yourself, uh, you need self-love for that, which is the Ace of Cups. You need to know who is worth your energy and who is not worth to be there emotionally, or you being emotionally attached to them. Just gonna leave it at that. The last tarot we have is this little after tarot. It's Queen of Swords. So I feel like the biggest problem here with you, which kind of entails the whole pile of problems here, is actually cutting people out, because Queen of Swords, she's very logical and pragmatic, and she doesn't take any BS from anybody. She's very like, here, come face my sword. I have this truth for you, and I know you may not gonna like it, but I have to say it, even if it makes you go far away from me as possible. I didn't even look at this, but I'm looking here at the bottom line energy, and it's the Tower, which is also one of the harder cards to process as somebody that doesn't really understand how tarot works. Tower is just an energy of Mars. It's kind of like Mars and Pluto energy, which is in one sense like ego and drive and assertiveness, and in the Pluto sense is more like transformation, all the scorpionic things. But Tower itself is bringing down all the false things, mindsets, relationships, everything that was built on false foundation, or um, you know just not firm foundation. No house is gonna be stable after an earthquake if the foundation wasn't laid properly and made for that, right? So when it comes to relationships or other topics than houses, we quickly build foundations. It happens really quickly, but once we're out of that honeymoon phase of, yeah, this is going great, yeah, uh, we quickly realize that what we've built on wasn't true to ourselves, and that's when everything comes crumbling down, as Tower indicates. But it's usually a fast lightning strike of change. You just get an idea, or you get inspired to do something, and it's completely opposite of what you've been doing, and that's that. And the solution to that is, yeah, working together. Whoever you have to communicate to them your whole plan. Like, not for instance, not really like your enemies or people you want to cut off, but the people that are there in your life that want to help you or are willing to stay in your life. They're gonna cooperate and help you build, as this Three of Pentacles really shows. um, it it indicates planning, working together, and in my Fountain Tarot, it's also depicted in a sense of other people helping you put your picture together. There are actually hands that hold it together to make this circular pentacle looking thing, and it really insinuates the structure of support that you do have around you, which can be your family, most likely. um, Family can also be friends. So yeah, just lean on that. Try to ground yourself. um, and yeah, we're gonna get some advice for you. Blah, blah. Too many cards. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, we got underlying energy fork in the road. So you are at some sort of crossroad where you're looking for some sort of answer to or a solution to your problems. Of course, hence the reading. But the advice here is to put in work. Chop wood, says this card. And if we put 4 and 2 together, it's 6. So it represents balance. It represents you putting in the work that you know you need to put in. And most likely is first within yourself, then to other things. But most importantly, chop wood represents actual work, as we had this first problem here, you know, focusing on actual work, craft, material, you know, actually cleaning up your surroundings. Because sometimes, especially with depression, you can notice that your room gets immensely more dirty, or you know, you just feel like you don't have the energy to take out the vacuum cleaner, even though it takes you literally 5 minutes to vacuum your room. You'd rather walk on trash. You know, that type of depiction is what I see here. Is just put in the work that you know you need to put in to actually get some results, and soon you'll feel emotionally fulfilled and get rid of all these negative attachments, and you're gonna feel more positive once you transition into a new way of thinking. But also here with all the mental depictions and cutting things out means that your head also needs a little cleanup, you know, all the memories that you're reminding yourself of. If they're negative, it's how you're gonna remember, you know. It's your brain doesn't really focus that much. It only focuses on the fact that if you constantly repeat negativity in your head, it's gonna be a negatively wired brain. And if you constantly, even if you're lying to yourself, but it's proven, it's out there. If you constantly put in positive mindsets and thinking, and you know, force yourself to be positive about things, your brain is not gonna know the difference. It's gonna go, oh, you're positive now, that's great, let's go. You know, like chop wood, it just represents that there's energy and learning curves and value in everything that you do, you know. And sometimes your brain needs attention, and sometimes your floors of your room need attention. I clearly vacuumed before I started filming. That was 2 days ago. I could have, you know, we could all do a little better, but not today, Satan. And of course your advice is also to be this poised, happy, energetic person whenever you can. You deserve to not feel judged for feeling happy or acting happy, even if you're around people that are morbidly ill or morbidly depressed, or you know, nobody can really affect your state of mind and state of being if it's not you. I mean, of course, people can affect a lot of aspects of your life, but the advice here is just cherish anytime you do have positive emotions towards yourself, and not just that, but also, you know, treat yourself. Again, here with the Four of Pentacles, invest energy into yourself rather than other people, and once you do that, you're gonna start feeling like this, you know, like dancing on top of a pillar, dancing with the stars, you know, like just being graceful within your energy, and being happy and doing the things you love is gonna definitely make you feel a lot better about yourself. Now let's quickly do charms. It is for the first pile. I almost forgot, but if you are wearing headphones by any chance, I would suggest you take at least one out and or just lower the volume before while I'm doing this. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I didn't really spread them. They're all kind of in the middle part. I almost said the present moment because the video I was doing earlier was past, present, future, and they were kind of similar in piles. But here we have a little froggy. I'm gonna check quickly in our animal spirit book about frogs. So yeah, we have clearing, cleansing, healing. That's what you're doing. When in balance, clear energy and enthusiasm for life. When out of balance, depleted, running on empty. To bring into balance, go visit a lake, river, ocean, or a bathhouse. So to cleanse yourself, do some salt baths or, stuff like that. Then we have a little charm of luck, a little ladybug that fell right here on the wish fulfillment card and the tower. We're gonna search for elephant now. Okay. Elephant is a bit turnaround, but doesn't really matter because elephant is unstoppable, auspicious, and wise. When in balance, you have one-pointed focus, you're generous and loving. When you're out of balance, you misunderstand fate. To bring into balance, trust. So, we can take a lot from the elephant. We can take from it that you have the strength to move forward in the right direction, but also the one-point focus goes back with the Eight of Pentacles. Put your energy into something that you love doing and make that your one-point focus. And clear out the noise. This charm also came out in the first pile. I mixed it up pretty well, but it's all about, you have certain... Lol. Oh my god, there's a little eye stuck inside. Didn't even notice. I think it just got stuck inside it when I was mixing it. But yeah, there's probably people watching you, or somebody has their eye on you, or if... yeah, I can't get it up. Now it's a part of the hairdryer. But yeah, it's there's a lot of noise, of course, in your head or around you, especially if people have their eyes on you. You can feel that sometimes. But yeah, just a little note right there. And you're blossoming. You're definitely blossoming into the person that you are supposed to be. And yeah, there's a little car here that can indicate traveling or moving forward, or just, taking that time for a little new perspective of a road trip. A road trip may be good for you to truly harness this transitioning energy, of traveling a bit, to get a new perspective and to be a bit more positive about, your life. So yeah, that's all I have for you today, pile number 2. Thank you very much for joining me on my channel, listening to me, even though it may be all over the place sometimes. I'm still learning and going. But yeah, if you like this video, please leave it a like, a comment if it resonated, and if you like this content and want more of it, subscribe. I will be putting out more content, of course. The more I make, the more there will be. So thank you so much for tuning into pile number 2. And bye guys. Okay, pile number 3. If you chose this gorgeous favorite of mine, Libyan Golden Tektite, this reading is for you. So this is the solution pile and this is the problem pile. I just paused the video, the filming a bit, so I can thoroughly mix... oh well, didn't mix this one. I'm probably not gonna use it, but this is how I shuffle. Yeah, so I thoroughly mix all the piles of tarot cards in between, just so there's no, you know, if there's a coincidence, there's actually a coincidence, not, you know, I like my cards randomized for that purpose. So let's jump right in. The biggest problem is, yeah, the biggest problem. So this is the problem and this is the possible solution pile, and in between we're gonna put all these bottom line energies to get a bit more clarity on these problems. So our first problem shows up with Seven of Cups, or the card of being confused or indecisive, followed by the bottom line energy of Two of Wands, which is picking and sticking to a path. So, you know, having the lookout on your prosperity, you know, being at a certain point in life where you gotta choose to go left or right. So, for instance, if you're picking and choosing a certain college degree or a school or a job or something, you're really pondering on where to go, you know, or if it's like a big decision in your life, as in a move or something like that. It could also be, you know, anything that truly changes the trajectory of where you were going before. And sometimes it's just a decision of staying where you are for comfort reasons, or going towards something that is, you know, more tricky. You know, it's harder to do something different sometimes, especially going on a whole new trajectory of life, and that's where the indecision can come from, of course. You know, and Seven of Cups is the emotional indecision. You know, Seven of Cups is almost the feeling of being paralyzed because there's too many options. And the solution is, we have Judgment, or the Awakening card. Yeah, there's really the solution of indecision, or yeah, most likely it's indecision at this point, is what's your truth, you know, what do you stand behind, because the power is in your hands, you know. All these pictures have depictions of, this has like a baby with a whole, you know, a whole world in his hands of what he wants or she wants to create, you know. This is in his hands. She has her hands full, and he's like manifesting and bringing all this power to him and out of him with his hands. So there's a lot of action of having, holding, and doing. So only you can make the best judgment for yourself. Nobody else should really tell you how to do something and what to go after, because only you can make the right decisions for yourself, you know. And yeah, let's move forward. Next problem we have is Four of Cups, which is the energy of stagnancy, boredom, just apathy to some degree, where your life is really not that great, or there's not much happening right now, and it just gives you this energy of being emotionally unfulfilled. Bottom line energy here is the Lovers. So any sort of connection doesn't need to be a love connection. This is more like a soulmate card, or a choice. Usually in the old tarot decks it was more depicted as a choice. So I feel like if it's not something to do with a partner, it's, you're almost choosing to be in this energy, to, because apathy is an emotion where if you're a bit on the side of victimizing yourself, it's the masochistic way of loving yourself, where you just take away from yourself. You'd rather, maybe you think it's easier or better to sit at home and do nothing instead of creating new connections with people, and that's the choice you keep making by not doing, and it's making you rather emotional. And the solution to this is the hermit. So going within, and into the darkness, and I mean, this is gonna sound cliche, but lighting your light. The Hermit's card in this deck, and most decks that I've seen, to me represents, this light represents the inner light. So, the energy that you carry within, because life can, F us up a lot sometimes. We can resort to feelings of apathy even when we used to be happy-go-lucky people, and people and situations just affect us in that way, and only you can make the choice to either go within or just stay depressed. Because I feel like this is, between problem and solution, there's a choice. I don't think this has to do much with any partnership or relationship or any soulmate, but it's more that you're keeping yourself away from potential good connections that would even make your inner light brighter and get you out of this state, because this is a problem. This is a state of problematic behavior where you're just bored and you don't care, and you're a person that actually cares. Um, you've just come to a point where you need to take a look inside yourself to find those emotions again. And after you do go within and talk to yourself a bit about how you got there and why you got there, um, which, by the way, normally isn't our fault, that other people are being, cunts. Um, in the end, you are choosing to stay in a bad mood. For bad and good moods should pass, and there should be a point of neutralization. And that's just my opinion. It's different if you're like clinically depressed or anxious and stuff like that, but you know, um, if you don't know how to go within, um, sometimes getting a third opinion on heavy emotions is a great way to start if you yourself cannot find the solutions within you and on your own to, certain traumatic things that have happened and situations that occurred. I really suggest that, you know, um, get a third person to get a new perspective on the situation, or just, um, you probably have a lot of friends or family that care about you, and you can talk to them about um, the darkness that you're actually going through, and that might really help you connect better, because sometimes being vulnerable is actually being stronger than most, and being vulnerable with people that love you and you love, and the people that you trust, is actually very empowering and creates this bubble of safety. And if you feel safe um, with certain people, those are the people that you can truly get to the bottom of darkness, of these negative emotions. And also with this stone, it's mostly about having that immense assertiveness and confidence. It's really a precious stone. It covers 3 chakras, solar plexus, heart chakra, and throat chakra, and it's about people being able to look you in the heart. So if your personality is a bit abrasive, it helps with softening you up in other people's eyes. So that might be certain topics that are correlating to this pile. Just wanted to put that out there. So the next problem here we have is strength. All of these problems that you are having is mostly focused, because this is a major arcana and it's a major problem right now in the problem pile. Yeah, it's the only major arcana. So the major problem, or even the focal point, is gathering strength, especially inner strength and mental strength. But the strength itself, the card itself, is actually more about confidence in, this lady has confidence that the lion is not gonna bite her. She's gracefully taming it, and that's what you need to do within yourself as well. Because the bottom line energy is Page of Wands, and underneath that is an Ace of Wands, and it shows me the way you can start dissolving this problem of not feeling like you're confident or have enough strength is by exploring your passions, something creative or something that fills you up with childlike wonder towards doing and exploring. It's the Page of Wands is really it's a lively energy of trying something new, just trying new hobbies, stuff like that. Excuse me. And the most probable solution here is the Queen of Cups. So just getting to a state of emotional stability, that is the place where you want to be. That's where you're also gonna gather strength from. But the Queen of Cups is, we have a lot of wands and a lot of major arcana and mostly cups. Like there's only one pentacle here and one sword here, but everything else is cups and wands. So it's really intense energy between emotions and passions, and balancing these two aspects of yourself can be really hard. But if the problem is having strength to do something, it's because you are emotionally overwhelmed about something. You're focusing on something way too hard that should not be so focused upon, and it's what's making you so emotional about it. And the solution here is to put down that cup and focus on something else, like a wand, the something that is yours. Because sometimes emotions are taken on, like we take them on ourselves because we feel for other people, but we get stuck with that energy and we take it home and we take it to other people, and we're just like crying out of nowhere or something, and we're like, but I'm not even sad about my life. What is this? It's because we take other people's energies onto us and focus on that and how other people are feeling, and we forget ourselves in the meantime. And it's really important to be focused on rather your self-love, which is gonna give you strength, than loving others. That is only gonna take away from your strength. That's how I feel for this row. Okay, it's pretty heavy, but we can do this. Then the problem is the Queen of Cups. Of course. It's a solution and a problem, and you're probably your own worst nightmare at this point. because the solution is Nine of Pentacles, which is usually a independence card or self-stability card. And in between we have Ten of Pentacles, which is, you know, everything we can gain materially, the whole stability, you know, having the whole house, no debts, that type of feeling of being materially on top. But your problem is being emotionally stable. And how you can be emotionally stable is by focusing on your finances or just material gains, whatever that is for you. The step towards your independence may be from something that you already have, some sort of stability, because here in the progression sense of problem to solution and what's in between is kind of like downgrading. So what may be making you emotional, or this Queen of Cups being in the problem pile, is actually moving away from your stability towards your independence. So for instance, if you are married or in a partnership, already have a house or a flat or kids together, which usually the Ten of Pentacles represent, it can be the downgrade from that to you being single, independent, having your own money, and being stable within yourself. Or in the other sense, if that's not the case, it can be the case that to get to your independence and to get to your financial stability, you can definitely rely on your family and that part of your stability center, the thing that you already have. You can probably count on people to help you get more financially secure and get more emotionally stable. And especially it kind of goes back into the upper pile of going after something that you can creatively express yourself in and also make money out of. Okay, that was a mouthful. This was a long one. Last but not least, almost last, we have a problem of transitioning to calmer waters, especially mentally here with the Six of Swords. And the solution is, of course, cutting out anything that's keeping you back. So any sort of codependent relationships, either with partners, friends, family. It could be addictions. It could be pretty much anything that is tying you down to not being able to move forward. And what's tying you down probably, or again, what could be the middle step, is some sense of family life. So you could feel tied down by your family, or you could feel tied down by there's an expression of cord cutting, you know, when we as kids, teenagers, not really teenagers, but the sooner the better that it happens. But when, you know, kids fly the nest in any sort of way, certain parents give them a hard time and they guilt trip them. And I really hate this sentence, but I think it's so true that guilt is the glue that holds the family together. And that might be the case here with the devil and the problem of transitioning to a better mental state most of all, but also being calm within your world and not having problems anymore with your stability, strength, you know, apathy, stuff like that. It truly lies either in the support of your family or the lack thereof. So if you don't have a good family support system, create your own family, you know. Cut the ties if need be, if that's something that is pulling you down rather than making you a better person. You know, sometimes it's important to take care of ourselves. I mean, always, it's always important to take care of ourselves. And whoever is meant to be in our lives, they always will be. But if people have narcissistic tendencies, or they're just taking, and it's bringing you back into this energy, then you need to do a reevaluation of who's in your life and what's truly making you unstable within. Gonna take a few advice cards here to finish up this reading, and then we're gonna get some charms for extra messages. Okay, the advice is love. So yeah, there is a, if we look at it, like here we have the Lovers, Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups, and the Lovers again. It's, the advice here is to focus on those connections that make you feel equal to the other person, not below or above, you know. If you have somebody in your life that you love, then stick to that. But underlying energy is Three of Swords, and sometimes, well, this deck says it's sadness and isolation, and that's what may be happening here. But the advice is to understand that you are a body and a person of love, and you have so much to give. And after you deal with all these problems, there's so many steps in between that are going to show you love and support on your way to your solutions. And yeah, strengthening bonds, it's the Ace of Coins. There's a stable new beginning. It's a new path. It's a path of all these yellow energy that you're going after, which, you know, takes me back to the yellow tektite, the golden tektite, and the energy of strength. You know, the Leo card kind of does represent solar plexus. You know, the sun is the main planet of Leo. So to get that confidence that Leo represents, you gotta follow that yellow tone of the new beginning that you're trying to embark on. You know, new opportunities. Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna do charms. I hope this wasn't too flighty. I don't know what's up with me today, but I'm trying my best. Okay, we're gonna do charms now. This is gonna be a bit louder, so if you're wearing headphones, take them out, or just lower the volume until I put this down again. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Nova. Something fell here. I swear to whatever you believe in, this hair dryer came out now for the third time in a row. And again, it's all about canceling out the noise that shouldn't be there. You know, anybody that is in your ear telling you what to do, cut them out. Say just like, stop it. I'm not here for it. And it flew like pretty much off the table. I'm glad I have something here to hold it. But it's like you probably already are on the path of, you know, on the way to like get rid of all the too much noise part of your life. Then here with the Seven of Cups, we have a lucky charm. We have a little ladybug pin. So there is luck sticking here to your problems, and it shows me that these problems are gonna be resolved. So don't worry at all. Here we have elephant, as we did in the previous pile, and I'm gonna read it for you as well, because I think it's important for you to hear it as well. But let me find it. I'll pause. That took me just 2 seconds. Never mind. So the elephant. You are unstoppable, auspicious, and wise. When in balance, you have a one-pointed focus, you're generous and loving. When out of balance, you misunderstand fate, and to bring into balance, work on trust. And next here we have another elephant that fell out. So very strong animal spirit animal. So yeah, you have the black and the white. So this one is from Thailand, and I think this one is from India, but it's also harnessing both positive and the negative, in balance, out of balance type of energies, so taking care of both sides and understanding both polarities within you and now I feel really inclined to actually read about the elephant. I'm gonna make this a long ass reading, but I don't really care because I like information, and I would assume you like information too, if you made it this far, of course. So, the elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom, as well as good fortune. It is said that the greatest elephant is the destroyer of obstacles, so if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, this is the clear path, to add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with the light of self-knowledge. Oh yes, baby. Then we have a little clam, which can be, it fell here on the Ten of Pentacles, so it can represent, climbing up from your family, or just holding your resources really close to your chest, or maybe even putting it away so you don't spend it. That could be a big topic here with the clam. And we have a cinema little pin, so you may wanna watch a movie to unwind and to just understand that problems, sometimes the solution to a problem is just to breathe a bit, take a step back, watch a movie, or binge watch series for a little time being. It's totally fine. But also, if you can go to the cinema, maybe that's a place where you're gonna run into somebody that you know or are supposed to meet. That's also a message for some of you out there. Here we have a little tiny gem from it's so small, but it's from a little necklace or bracelet or something, but it just shows me that you are a gem, a true gem, somebody that is of high value in other people's lives, and people appreciate you. And that's why also you need to take care of yourself, because sometimes even though people appreciate you, they can just take from your energy, which puts you into this kind of, I'm alone for myself type of energy. Like I feel alone and I have to do everything on my own, especially problem solving, or maybe that's just your preferred way. But just do know that people do care about you a lot. And here we had this little crashed car, but it's just more about moving away from all these negative attachments with the devil card here. Just actually taking a road trip, or just getting some new vicinities to observe, to maybe gain some perspective on certain people in your life. That could also be significant here. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for listening to my long ass reading. I hope it resonated. If it did, please leave me a comment. If you like this video, leave it a like, and if you want more of this content, subscribe to my channel. I will be doing probably a lot of random readings that are a bit different than other people's, because I just follow my intuition. I don't do anything the same ever. And um, if you like this pile number 3, please do all that good stuff, and definitely leave a comment if it resonated. I would really want to hear about um, how true this is for you, or which parts resonated, because these are general readings. But yeah, thank you so much for being here with me today and joining my little channel, and hopefully you are one of the people that makes it help grow, and you will grow with me. So thank you for watching. Thank you very much. Pile number 3. I love this rock. It's my favorite, so you're probably my favorite in this reading. But yeah, take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, pile number 4. If you chose this beautiful azurite malachite that is just having the worst color day today with my dark backdrop and light, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it any justice. But let's jump right into it. I shuffled off camera for you because I have so much to shuffle that it would just take precious time from us here with the reading. And your piles are a bit different, because with the Fountain Tarot, this one right here, I got 2 cards for each side. But yeah, let's jump right in. This is the problem pile, and this is the solution pile. And we're gonna be using the bottom line cards for extra explanation. Okay, so your main problem here is owning your power and being confident. Here with the Queen of Wands, it's truly all about just standing tall, being confident in who you are. And here with the bottom energy of strength, it's all fiery energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, very strong here, especially Leo with the strength card. It's, the main problem here is being strong through a certain situation, and just owning your power and being yourself. Because I feel like all this fire is an aspect of you, but it's really hard to harness it right now, to really bring it down to earth. It's more like an idea of who you want to be, but there's an extra step of gaining that strength to be who you want to be. And the possible solution here is 4 of Pentacles. Okay, kind of speaks about keeping your resources, especially material ones, close to your chest in some sort of way, being almost frugal with your energy. But this, as in a solution, could also mean that you are already doing this too much, and you need to open up to receiving more positive energy, because 4 of Pentacles is the energy of the miser. So you, of course, you cannot be in power like these 2 cards insinuate that you want to be if you don't have enough energy to go out or enough money to go out. So the solution could be that you are facing this problem because it's hard to be financially and mentally strong at this point. But let's move forward with the other tarot cards. Here with the problem pile, we have very coinciding energies, which are Ten of Cups and the Lovers. So it does highly indicate a relationship with this combination, because in this picture we have two people really being in balance, almost kind of doing like acro yoga type stuff, and also being spiritually connected and in their own bubble. So this is what might bring down your confidence levels. That this is the problem. Maybe you don't want to be in a relationship anymore. Could be one part of it. I'm so sorry for coughing. I cannot clear my throat very well today, especially in your pile. I think, yeah, with the blue azurite. If you Google azurite, it's actually blue, like dark blue, but it's really, yeah, it's about communicating, and from communication comes this power of confidence and this inner strength. And I think you have a hard time communicating, probably or possibly, in your relationships. And this doesn't necessarily need to be a romantic relationship. It could also be a very close bond with somebody platonic or like a family member. Um, the solution cards, we also got two. It's Knight of Swords and the Ace of Cups, and it indicates the communication with the Sword card and kind of like self-cup, filling back up your um, emotional fulfillment within yourself with opening up with communication. It may be hasty or, you know, undercalculated, but it's much needed because you want to communicate your emotions really fast. And this, I feel, it's more like a want, like the way you want to go about this problem. But the middle step here is your own independence, you know. It falls right under strength, and it kind of goes along the same lines. I feel like all of this is very connected. Underneath this card, we have the Hierophant, so it's about uncovering deeper meanings, especially within connections and relationships. Just a little side note there. I don't want to go too deep into the energy here with the general readings, but the problem here is that you may lack emotional stability and happiness in general. That's what also makes you not as confident as you would want to be. And confidence comes from working on yourself and working on your finances. Here with the Nine of Coins, Nine of Pentacles, it's this lady doesn't need nobody, right? It doesn't matter what gender you are or whatever. It's more about the energy behind it of the card. And this lady just needs one pentacle, one opportunity to be completely materialistically fulfilled. And maybe that's why you're also frugal in some sort of way, because you are aware of the fact that you know, your strength comes from your independence. And sometimes when we're in certain relations or relationships, we just it becomes a problem because we forget to take care of ourselves emotionally and materialistically. So we stop doing things we love, we stop doing hobbies, and the solution here is just to communicate a bit clearer, and maybe just tone down this energy a bit, because this is really like, this is how I feel, you know. Do it in a more self-loving way of like, this is how I feel and we gotta do something about it. If there is nobody in your life that could be potentially in this picture, then the resonation here will probably come from the fact that the problem is that this is what you want, and how you can get it is by being secure on your own and filling up your cup of self-love in any way possible. Um, but it's something that you need to communicate to others as well, you know, how you want to be treated, how you want to be approached, or how you don't want to be approached and treated, you know. It's it's all back and forth. It's just how you take it, from which perspective. I'm sorry, I'm gonna pause so I can cough. Okay, so here in the other tarot, we have a problem of the Hierophant. So again, here with this Hierophant, I don't even know how that's correctly spelled, I mean said. We have the solution of Page of Cups and the middle energy of Eight of Wands. So again, with the sense of communication and moving forward and kind of like traveling from a higher commitment to something more easygoing. Here with the Page of Cups, it's more about emotional exploration, you know. The problem may be in commitment or in um, higher institutions, or maybe even uncovering certain truths. But the way to go about it is to communicate, travel, expand your horizons, you know, your broaden your vision and all that. Um, Follow your passions as well with the wand suit, of course. But the biggest solution is to just start small. Start with small offerings of, hey, you wanna grab a cup of coffee, or hey, you wanna take a walk, I need a friend, you know. Offer that. Good luck. If you feel like you don't have any, you know, you sometimes have to create your luck and um, your future as well. But you gotta move. This is the card of fast movement, um, all in all. And if you want to move, you're gonna have to do it fast. There's a lot of fast energy here, especially here with the Knight of Swords. You probably want to have a lot more confidence, better and more stable relationships with other people, and just general strength in different aspects of your life, especially financially. Um, do not have to be frugal with finances, and also potentially energetically, you know, so you can participate in certain fun things that you can afford, and so on and so forth. But start small, you know, you don't need a lot of money or a lot of people to have fun and have a new emotional experience, as this Page of Cups is showing me right here, right now. Next we have, I'm just gonna move this up a bit. Next we have the problem of the world. So it's a raunchy depiction, but the world represents closing out cycles. It represents leaving stuff in the past where it belongs and starting up anew. Um, so this whole problem pile, okay, so if we, sorry for being all over the place, but this is also a problem in the problem pile, which is that offering, that small something, you know, just like Page of Cups, but something stable and real. With the Pentacles here, it's in the material world, you know, it's not just an idea or an emotion, as it would be with, you know, Page of Swords or Page of Cups, but it's actually something practical. And if you have a hard time closing out certain cycles, you're gonna also have the problem or a hard time with being offered new things, or you offering your energy to new people, of course, you know, as a consequence. The solution here with the world is Page of Swords. All these cards have different words, like pentacles, coins, knaves, pages, you know. That's why I get confused. But in between we have Six of Swords. So if your problem is closing out a certain cycle, especially karmic ones, the heavy ones, you know, leaving people and stuff behind for your own well-being, the middle step is actually this transition. Um, I don't have it here anywhere close, but in normal tarot decks, in classic tarot decks, it's all about transitioning to calmer state of mind. You know, being going through turmoil and rocky waters to finally moving into something that makes you feel just, mentally at peace finally after a long time. And that's where we are striving to get. And the solution here is just to be a bit more inquisitive, gather a bit more information on the actual problem that you're trying to close the cycle on with, and find some practical solutions, not just, at this point, it's just a mental thing. So you're just thinking about it, and soon you're gonna have to, if you're gonna want to close out a cycle, you're gonna have to stop thinking and start doing, is what this card is saying. And as we had the problem of offering or being offered, the solution is right now to just, um, you know, be in this in-between place. Sometimes it's necessary for us to be in between spaces, mentally, physically, spiritually, just to gather that knowledge, to be suspended in the air like this dude is, for perspective. Even though some people or a lot of people aren't gonna like this and they're gonna lynch you for it, you need that new perspective, and you can take that time for yourself to think about it, but eventually you're gonna have to find a way to untie yourself and make that big move. Because here with the High Priestess as a bottom line energy, you're already thinking about it. It's already in your subconsciousness. And it's just the calm before the storm, you know. Right now you may not have the capacity to offer energetic, um, you know, offer anything pretty much, but with due time you are gonna go through this mentally and then start doing it physically, because you do want to be more confident within yourself, and you do want to be a strong person within yourself and move forward from probably something that you were highly committed to. Doesn't need to be a person as well. now we're gonna now we're gonna do some charms. If you have headphones in, take them out till I put this down again, because it might get loud. I do have noise suppression program, but I don't know how that works. So 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, it's a lot. It's a lot, a lot, a lot. Here we have a little luck charm. Just came out a lot today. A little luck charm and a little button charm that fell on strength. So you are gonna need to put work into your own strength, but you're also very lucky when it comes to gathering it. So as soon as you start putting in work and, start sewing back the pieces of yourself together, you're gonna see that it just, strength comes naturally to you, just like luck, whenever you're gonna need it. And here we have a little elephant on the Queen of Wands. It shows me that you are this wise, stand-up person, and you can stand alone, and you can thread that path that you want to thread. You have all the power in you to do that. And yeah, let's move on. Here's another little charm of a button, but it's actually a face, and it's like kind of like a moon face or something, but it fell like face down. So I feel like you're kind of, not facing this commitment, especially if it's something more spiritual than practical. If it's not an actual relationship, then it might just be a certain practice that you've stopped doing and, turned your face away from it, but now you need to face it. Or whatever this hierophant means for you, you need to face it. Because you are blossoming. You are blossoming from your problems. This is like also represents springtime. I get this for this pile, that in springtime you're gonna have a lot more strength to do all of this that you need to do. Then on top we have a little bottle cap with a 3, so 3 might be significant. 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years maybe even, or 3 days, whatever. But it was facing down, so it might be far away from now, but you are, with the ship behind the 3, you are transitioning um, into the new you. Here we have a little gem charm. It's hard to see. The previous pile had that too, I think, one of the previous piles, but it just shows that you are a gem, you know, you are important in people's lives, you are here to, you know, people appreciate your inputs and stuff like that, and you're a valuable asset to the people that are around you, and you should know that. Here we have a little car. It was on its head, so I don't know, sometimes I feel like you just either need to, you know, if it falls on a certain card it can indicate some things, but I feel like this is like an emotional crash because it fell on the Ace of Cups. Earlier in other piles I didn't read it like that, but here I feel like it's not so much about, you know, taking that road trip and exploring new horizons and seeing something new. It's more about you need to work on your self-esteem for your emotional stability, just so you don't have these emotional crashes where, you know, you over communicate certain things, or you just break down in crying if that's how your emotional body works. But also it does now say to me that sometimes you need to like drive away for a new perspective, just to like see some new horizons, get that breath of fresh air and look at something different, especially if you're dealing with heavy emotions. Sometimes the little road trips or little trips in general can help us a lot to feel to feel a little bit alive. And then we have a little star charm, so your wishes are coming true, that's for sure. And again, with the sunflower, it shows like confidence and sun energy. Again, with the strength, it's very Leo energy. Just having that confidence and being sure in yourself. The sunflower always turns towards the sun, right? So keep turning yourself towards positive things and you're gonna be on the right track with that. Here we have a little, on the 8 of Wands, which can also indicate travel, have a little coin of 5. Um, so you might be able to travel in 5 days, 5 weeks, or 5 months. Now we're gonna just quickly check out the turtle. This is a little spider. Bear with me. So the spider represents, when in balance, you are appreciative, enthusiastic, and prosperous. When out of balance, you are discouraged, tired, and forlorn. To bring into balance, playful creativity. And you are the creator of prosperity through life's work. And it also represents Dharma. And now we have a turtle. Here's a little turtle charm. It says, ancient soul, grounded, trusting, and at home in the self. It is wonderful to be in the presence of a turtle personality. Like the beaver, the turtle has a strong relationship with the earth and water elements simultaneously. This helps to ground and connect them to the deeper truths of life. No matter where their travels lead them, turtle energy is behind all great writers and storytellers as they collect life's experiences under their shells for later use. The most potent turtle energy helps us close all the other books and begin to tell our own true tale. When in balance, you are peaceful, adventurous, and productive. When out of balance, you slow down to a halt. To bring into balance, you need an adventure. So yeah, back again with that card charm. And this 8 of Wands, it does indicate that you probably need a little vacation to just recuperate and get back on your track. I'm not gonna pull any more advice cards because I think this was very extensive already. If you like this video, please leave it a like. If it resonated for you and you made it this far, please leave me a comment on your story. If I got it right in any way, I would love to hear from you. Um, and yeah, if you like this type of content, please subscribe to my channel. I will be posting probably pretty regularly because I have so much to share with all of you guys. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen of Azurite Malachite, this reading was yours, and thank you for listening to me babble and rant. Bye. Okay, last but definitely not least, the bismuth, my metal mineral group. This mineral was gifted to me by my dear friend for my birthday, and I think it's just the coolest. Like, I don't know if you can see, but it's like blue and yellow and pink and green. Multi-dimensional. So you're probably very multi-dimensional people, especially if you're here. Shout out to all my friends that subscribed. But yeah, if you're a random person that I don't know in real life, thank you as well. Shout out to you as well. But we're looking at piles of problems and piles of solution. We're using different tarot decks to get that for you, and we're using underlying energies or bottom deck depictions, the cards, to understand it a bit better. Okay, let's jump right into it. What seems to be the problem? Okay, the solution. Just gonna quickly get all of these cards out so we can then... I did this with... yeah. I'm having a hard time because every file is so different from the other, and you know, when it comes to intuition and spiritual work, it's like, you know, I don't do routines, and routines don't do me. I just wing it. And this is me winging it, and it's probably gonna be more accurate than if I would go, you know, against my own grain and do it in the same way as it is with the other piles. So yeah, let's now jump right in. Okay, gonna do it like this and like this. Okay, let me focus a bit because this is a lot of energy. I'm just feeling like hyped. Okay, so your problem is choosing between what's right and what's wrong, but you're focusing more on other people than yourself. This Queen of Swords is usually an energy of a woman, or you know, you don't need to be a woman. It's not gender specific, but it's just a depiction of a woman that has no problem cutting things and people out of her life that don't serve her highest good. And it's a very, it can be very rigid energy, but this particular Queen of Swords, she's got her head in some sort of like bubble or protective glass. She has mascara running down her eyes, but her face is very stern. Like, she's emotional but very serious about her emotions. And she's holding a wand in one of her hands and a rusty sword in the other that has some sort of depiction of blood on it. And above her is a butterfly that actually looks like it's forming an owl, if you can see right above her head. Why is this focusing so bad? I'm so sorry. I just want you to see this. Oh my god. Doesn't matter, but with the book here, she's, you've gone through so much knowledge already that you're kind of done. And the Queen of Swords in the problem area for me indicates that you may be having a hard time cutting people out of your life, and that's probably what's much needed at this point. And you are trying to figure out if you know that's good for if cutting people out is good for your mental state, or or not cutting people out is good for your passionate part of your being. The ones can indicate, um, you know, sex as well, and the passions behind it and the creativity that it brings from that we get from other people. But if it's not other people, it could just be that you have a hard time cutting out things that are bad for you. Let's see. The in-between step is the star. So there is some sort of wish that is supported here. Oh, and it's the solution is choosing something. It's about a path that you want to thread on. And again, it's this depiction of having to choose um, what you're passionate about over a rusty old idea or old knowledge. So the solution of resolving this type of energy, especially if it's making you as emotional as this woman in this card is, and you've pretty much done everything you possibly could to learn more about the topic that you're concerned about, then the really only truth that exists here right now is picking what makes you feel passionate and creative and going after what you want. The Two of Wands is a crossroad of decision making of where you want to go, depending on the fact on what you want, especially from your life. And once you do choose the path, whichever it is, it's gonna realize in the best possible way, because the star is just being in bliss of wishes coming true, and in this case making the right decision. It's just being all in the awareness. It's also the Aquarius card for those who are interested in astrological signs. Uh, it coincides with the swords. That's why I'm mentioning it, because it's about the mental part of your body and your logic and everything else. And the star is just here to tell you that um, it's not falling on deaf ears. It's I'm getting confused here. I don't know what this exactly is about, but I just feel like your problem is probably more along the lines of choosing the right way to go about something, whatever that is. But just know that you are highly supported with the star card, that you are gonna choose wisely in the end nonetheless. Let's move on. We have the Seven of Swords, and it came out in reverse, but in this particular deck, it's in reverse. It just means justice. So I'm just gonna take it as it is. But your problem is either with getting justice for yourself, or just people around you being righteous towards you, but instead they are probably more cunning and deceptive than anything else. Because here with the bottom line energy of Five of Pentacles, we have the feeling of emotional abandonment and also material change. Because with the five, it indicates like either feeling that you are in poverty, or the step away from these people or these ideas especially is what's gonna put you out of this poverty mindset, you know. The feeling of lack when there's actually just enough. Like, these people are outside of church, and you know, they are struggling, they are cold, and you know, even though the church might not be your favorite place, it's probably warmer inside than outside, and it's just about kind of looking around, you know, around yourself to see the, you know, who really truly wants to help you and who is actually willing to leave you outside, um, you know, in the metaphorical sense. And the solution to this is, again, with the wand suit. It's this lively attitude towards life where you're just going after something that you like. If that's a new hobby, if that's a new job, if that's a new exercise regime, whatever you want to do and you feel at least a little bit excited about it, that's what you need to focus on to get away from this energy of people and places and things being deceptive and putting you in this mental turmoil of not knowing what exactly to cut out and where to begin cutting, especially with a rusty sword of the Queen of Swords. It's hard to cut through something with that without, you know, giving yourself tetanus or something like that. Of course, again, metaphorically speaking. Then we have the Nine of Wands as the problem. So your problem is that you are already weary, you are already at the end rope of yourself, you know. You've done so much and you've put in so much of your passions already that starting and choosing something new, as the solution pile suggests, is just, you know, could be just the problem that started being realized now that we've already done this and moved on to the third tarot pile. But you may feel like a wounded soldier in a sense, like you just need to rest and reconsider your the way you battle against everybody else. Like, this dude feels kind of kind of unprotected in a sense, especially right now to me. But um, on another in another sense, it's supported with the Emperor, which is, you know, being assertive. Excuse me. Being assertive, standing in your right, and just being the jack of all trades, because the Emperor does represent, you know, all of the four suits. They're kings in one, and that is your masculine side of yourself. So the part of you that goes after things, the assertive, the confident part, that's what you need to harness to get out of this, you know. You've gathered all these wands and you're holding on to this last, this first one that you brought along, you know. The first one is the most important. It's the one that you have to choose and go on, you know. There's only one wand that you can focus on, and the one you're gonna run with is, you know, the one that you're holding on to probably. But this is a part of you. I feel most likely it's something that you can harness. It's the Aries card. Aries are very you know, they have good leadership qualities. They are good pioneers. So whatever you start anew, you can bet your ass that you're gonna be good at it, confident while doing it, and it's gonna be up your alley. Because with this energy, you know, and the solution being just offering, you know, once you're emotionally a bit more stable. I mean, the Knight of Cups in this particular case, as a solution to the problem of being weary already, it's you know, just don't give up. Don't give up on offering your love. Don't give up on offering your hand to those in need, you know. Even though you are already tired and you need to rest, you are a powerful creature. And in that same breath, I want to say that you're a powerful creature of love. And the solution is to keep moving forward, keep filling up, back up that cup, you know, which means keep filling yourself up with self-love and good things and positive things and new hobbies and better people and good connections. And that's what's gonna make you wanna offer more, right? When you have something to offer, you can. And even though this cup may seem empty and you cannot offer an empty cup to nobody, it's just metaphorically speaking for sharing your energy with others. Right now, the problem is you cannot share energy with others, but once you harness your full potential with what you're good at, you are going to be able to offer a lot more, you know, especially emotion in the sense of emotions, you know. If you are unable, if you feel like you're unable to give to people emotionally or be vulnerable with people and intimate, not sexually, but like with your worst thoughts intimate, you know, like just sharing yourself, um, sharing your thoughts of and emotions of defeat and deceit here can be very empowering for you as well, is what I wanted to say. And then we have problem of Three of Cups and another star. Okay. And here we have the Queen of Pentacles. The problem of Three of Cups can be just having bad friends. It's the most common topic. The people that you celebrate with may not be the best people to share your, you know, good side of life with. Like sometimes, especially when you're, you know, an adult, you have like certain drinking buddies or, you know, people that you go out with, and those people constantly have nothing new to say. You are friends, but uh, there's nothing new. There's, you know, you only see each other when you're celebrating something, or, you know, it's never a true friendship. That's how I feel about this card right here. um, Three of Cups can also represent celebration, so whatever, you know, however you want to celebrate, sometimes um, it's better to you know, celebrate in a stable way, because with the Queen of Pentacles, it's like um, rather having a bit more for yourself, especially when it comes to finances, than to pay for everybody's drink and then still have poor friendship relationships around you, like people just exploiting you. Maybe that's also what makes you kind of emotional about everything, just because of like you're so tired of everything and everybody's just deceiving you and like breaking your heart with not being a good friend, that it's just bound to happen that from this loneliness and from the power that you do have, no matter how doubtful you are, you do have very good luck. You got two of the same cards in the same, as in the same next step of how to get there. It's I'm gonna have a lot of luck going and transitioning from one part to the other and actually gaining all of this. You know, choosing the right thing, going after the right thing, giving the right emotions out, and also being secure and stable within yourself, energetically and materialistically. So the last but not least, we have the Little After Tarot, and the problem is the Queen of Wands, which was also in the previous pile, the Azurite Malachite, but it was in the David Bowie deck. But we have two queens in the problem pile. So you might, doesn't matter about your gender, but if you are a female, it's an aspect of yourself. If you are a male, it's an aspect in somebody else that is representing a problem for you. If you are, gender fluid and all that, just take it as it resonates. But in gender norm, male to female contacts, that's how I see it. But if you're gender fluid and stuff like that, whatever you identify as, it's most likely just the feminine part of yourself, where you need to be more graceful, more loving, more feminine, and it shows up in the problem pile because you have a problem expressing those parts of those queens. So, you know, cutting people out or situations or bad things for you, and being stern in what you decide on. And with the Queen of Wands, being confident. You might have a problem within yourself, even if you're male, and this is a feminine aspect of yourself, because we all harness those emotions and parts of ourselves. It's the polarity of each and every person. We're not 50-50, but we're striving to be close to that, just so we can be balanced, right? No matter your gender or your sexual orientation, the Queen of Wands within a person, if that's your personal problem, it's about being nurturing, especially to yourself, loving yourself, and is does result in being confident. And Queen of Wands is usually a very confident lady and very maternal, and also is usually depicted with animals like small pets, kitties and puppies. And it's just a very loving maternal energy, but also very confident in who she is. And as a problem, um, it can be a problem, especially if you want to work on your more feminine ways of being. Um, Everybody needs confidence. With male confidence, it can turn out to look like cockiness or stuff like that, or egotistical confidence. But with feminine side of the energy, we're striving for that full-on confidence, I'm here and I'm not moving type of way, which is also this Aries energy right here with the Emperor, which is a great step. But in this case, as a bottom line energy, as a great step to gathering this, gaining this confidence within yourself, is resting. It's taking a step back and reevaluating, because in the tarot, the Four of Swords comes right after Three of Swords, which is mental turmoil, heartbreaks, and such thematics. But here it's like, whatever you've gone through, you need some sort of time to grieve, to rest, to, just get back into your own body. Emotional body, physical body, getting that exercise regime we were talking about earlier, just something, you know, getting back into yourself in general. And the best solution for this is Nine of Pentacles, which is this girl in the, nothing gender specific here, but it represents a very independent, especially financially independent and secure woman in her paradise garden with her paradise bird, and she's just living life. And that's what you need to strive for, your personal independence from other people, either physical, emotional, spiritual, cutting cords, just putting yourself out there, but not being available to everybody's energy, just knowing what's right for you. And we have all the queens here except the Queen of Cups. So yeah, we gotta work a bit on these emotions that this Queen of Swords is really feeling right now as a problem. You know, it's sometimes it's easier to shut down and not show our emotions than to, you know, face them in any real way or practical way. Sometimes it's just easier to, you know, push them down. Lol. I mix these cards so much, and yeah, I only use this, I think, in one other pile. I don't know which one, but the same card came out. It says you are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. That's your advice. You can do anything you choose to do. Your choice, okay? One more card, please. Okay, this one wanted to pop out. Pop out. And last but not least, be supportive. Make a genuine effort to show you care. I think that made you a bit mad. I feel like it. It made me a bit mad, at least, because we were talking about all these deceptive people, people that, you know, just made you tired and emotional and made you feel like you're alone in this world, and then you have to be supportive and show effort that you care, but you've been caring this whole time. I mean, it's evident with the Queen of Swords. Um, but it's like, it's more along the lines of, don't stop caring just because other people don't care, okay? You are limitless. Your love is also limitless. Like, it's called unconditional love for a reason, because if you are like this, you love without any underlying factors, you know, and you care in the same way. And in this same way, you need to start caring for yourself, as we clearly painted a picture here. And, you know, just know that you are a wonderful being, but you do need to focus on what you want, because the thing that you're gonna choose to go after is, that's where you're gonna find really supportive people that are gonna be able to give this energy back to you. Very angelic. Okay, now the last part is the charms. If you have headphones, please remove them until I set this down. It might be pretty loud, but if not, just bear with me. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. This one wanted to roll around a bit. So yeah, we're just gonna start with this. Yeah, this is like just a charm of purity to me. So you are a very pure soul that doesn't really want to hurt anybody in any way, and you just keep on taking like too much on your plate, and you need to purify yourself as well, like salt baths, or just like a little small ritual or something like that, or just go out on the fresh air, whatever. Or, you know, sometimes I like to sit by loud bodies of water, because the sound clears my head really well. Or go cycling, because the wind really, it feels like it's like going through my soul and blowing off all the steam that I accumulated. So some sort of cleansing would be a good start for you. Then we have this little wooden charm that fell on this 9 of Pentacles, and the solution here is to truly ground yourself. The solution to all your problems is, you know, there's no, in the problem area there's no pentacles, but in the solution area there are pentacles, which means that you're going to benefit from grounding yourself in some sort of way. If you want to spiritually ground yourself, I suggest going out to the park and sitting on the ground, like on the grass, and like actually feeling the grass, or playing with fallen sticks, or, you know, acorns or whatnot. Just kind of be childlike, or plant some plants, or take care of the plants at home, like clean their leaves and with water and a little cloth very gently, and water them or replant them. That might physically, spiritually make you more grounded. If also indicates grounding yourself financially, so you would maybe want to uh, gather another way of gain another way of maybe earning extra money or earning money in general. Then we have this little fish. Fish are a lucky charm in my opinion, but for you I'm going to read it as well from the Animal Spirit book. Okay, fish represents restlessness, change of focus, and lost in the current. So that's how you may feel. We have 3 animals here. This one is a little bunny or something like that. We're gonna read them all, but not in the entirety of the book. When in balance, you're adaptable and you travel well. When out of balance, you're distracted and you change your mind often. To bring into balance, set a small goal and accomplish it. Okay, let's do a rabbit. Rabbit. I think this is like a different creature. Tell me in the comments what this is. But we're just gonna take it as a bunny because it's relatable to the book and has the biggest ears I've ever seen. So rabbit, afraid of everything, you're feeling overwhelmed or frozen. When in balance, you're sensitive, you're a problem solver and a good listener. When out of balance, you over-explain, talk fast, and to bring into balance, you need a day of silence. And then we have the lizard, last of the animals. I think he's in fire group in this book. Yeah. Lizard is instinctual, sensitive to the subtle, and a dreamer. I'm going to read this whole excerpt from here. The lizard is an expert in the realm of sensory perception, as if it has a sixth sense. The lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. Although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. This card is an indication to pull back from the bright lights in big city and return to the inner artist who's been whispering your name. When in balance, you're artistic, telepathic, and spiritual. When out of balance, you're elusive, non-committal, and flaky. To bring into balance, you need a creative project. And with the Page of Wands, it highly indicates a creative project. And funnily enough, no matter your gender, but the mustache charm fell on the Emperor. So it indicates to me that this could be a male figure in your life, maybe even your father, that can help you in certain transitions from problems to solutions. Could also be your husband, boyfriend, brother, or just a friend. It's somebody that's actually masculine in your life. It's, or just if there's no significant masculine energy in your life at the moment, it indicates that it's something within you that you need to build up a bit more, just so you can be more assertive and more, sure of yourself, confident, and altogether connected within yourself. And with this little charm, it definitely shows me that, because it fell on the Four of Swords, the card of resting, that after the rest period, which might be throughout, now is almost autumn, but this charm also represents springtime for me. So the resting period might be all the way through winter towards the time when plants start to blossom, or it just indicate that you are going to you're not going to be able to blossom if you don't take a certain period of rest. And yeah, um, that's all I have for you. Sorry for a weird cutoff. Oh, sorry. One more little charm. This almost fell in every single pile. Uh, it's a little charm that tells me, it's like a little diamond, but it's so small. It tells me that even though you may feel small or insignificant, you're a true gem. You're somebody that is high of value to other people's lives, and that's also why you might feel energetically depleted, because everybody around you already knows this except you. And you know, once you understand that you are of high value in other people's lives, that's when you can start harnessing all that confidence that you lack, and um, get rid of indecision, because you know what, to say or how to help other people, but helping yourself is the hardest. um, I just know that you are a special person, especially in a lot of people's lives that you are already in, and also a very valuable asset. So you bring a lot to the table, is what I'm hearing. Okay, that is all I have for you guys. Thank you so, so much for sticking up until this point. If you did, please leave me a comment if it resonated. If you like this video, please leave it a like. And if you like this content, subscribe for more. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!